have held many multiple events calling out issues of crime. There's certainly other regions of the state. In New York City, there's still a higher unemployment rate than other parts of the country. Is there a point where you will sort of shift to do more events that focus on other pressing topics in the state, or do you feel like continuing to talk about crime is going to be sort of your primary message in this election?
Well, listen, the sense of urgency that I'm hearing from Mike and the other employees and small business owners here in this community of gas station owners, this is an act of desperation for us to be here right now raising awareness for this issue. I'll tell you something else with a sense of urgency that all of us should be greatly concerned about, is that we just finally had the state scores released for our schools. And there's a massive performance gap right now that is expanding between New York and the national average. We're seeing, as a result of the pandemic and lockdown policies, the impact on our kids, really their generation has suffered the most of all generations. And I really appreciate your question, Ayana, and quite frankly, if you asked me 6 times over again, I'll give you 6 different other topics that are very important. But first and foremost on my mind this morning, on top of what we're here to discuss, our kids don't even have a vote. If you look at the 4th grade reading and math performance scores on the tests that were just released, New York spends 2.5 times more per pupil than than Florida and Mississippi, for example. Now, same tests. Despite the far less amount that is spent per pupil, they are performing better. Black students, Hispanic students, low-income students, same tests. What are we doing wrong? We have to raise our game as it relates to education. We have to challenge our kids to go further. We need to achieve better outcomes. We need to lift the cap on charter schools. We need to promote advanced academics. There's an assault right now on merit-based entry into specialty schools. We have to reward hard work and success. We can't discriminate. We can't discriminate against our students because they're Asian. Mayor de Blasio, he said that he wanted New York specialty schools to look like America. He wasn't talking about the white kids. He was talking about the Asian kids. And by the way, my daughters, I have an Asian American family. The thought that my daughters can check a box that might say Asian American and that somehow they would get discriminated against because of it is wrong. So if you were to talk to the people who are here, first and foremost right now with an incredible amount of urgency, we're hearing people talking about not being able to go through their day without incident. We weren't able to go through our press conference without incident. But I'll tell you that for these parents who are here, there is incredible urgency to improve the quality of education in our schools. There are poor performing public schools. By the way, in this state, there are good public schools. I want to lift up all schools, public and non-public. We can't have our kids trapped in multi-generational poverty. And right now, we really have an urgency in lifting up our game inside of our school system. Very much appreciate your question and always happy to delve into all sorts of other topics. By the way, and this is one of the reasons why there should be multiple debates across the state.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I will say Spectrum and NY1 did a fantastic job. Errol Lewis and Susan Arbetter did a great job moderating yesterday's debate. I found them to be fair. We covered a lot of ground. But unfortunately, with just 1 hour and one debate, and a whole lot of people, by the way, have already voted, and this was on purpose, that Kathy Hochul wanted to wait until the end of October, well after a month after absentee ballots started going out. We didn't even have a conversation about education in our schools.